Hi, this is Katie Weeks, your independent, close to my heart maker. And today I'm joining with the Makers with Heart, and we are featuring Journey Cardstock, and we are going to show you a few techniques. So here I am just gutting two pieces of Journey, making 1-inch borders around the outside, and then I'm taking off 1 inch from the side and bottom of my Colonial White, a really old color of cardstock. And then I'm also cutting up some Shortbread and some Paprika cardstock. And I'm going to cut these down into squares that are 3.5 and some squares that are 3 inches. And then out of that Journey cardstock, I am going to die cut the outlined alphabet thin cuts in both the light and dark side of Journey for my title. Then I'm going to change my die cutting and embossing machine to the embossing setting, and I'm going to bring in cardstock and thin cuts and put them on a rubber gasket to emboss on these. And here I'm playing with the Swiss dot and the stripe embossing folder, trying to come up with a double emboss technique. And when I tried these two together, I took my Journey cardstock, I spritz it because I did not want too much of that white cord to show, and I wanted the fibers to stretch really well. So I put one inside the Swiss dots and one inside the stripe, and I sent both of them through my die cutting and embossing machine. And then I switched them and I sent them through the opposite folder. And when I did that, it really didn't turn out that well. What basically happened is whatever the last pattern was, it just went to that pattern and kind of flattened out the previous pattern that was there. So I decided I needed to try probably a different embossing folder. So I took out the stripe and I stuck with the Swiss dot, and I brought in this other embossing folder that I had from quite a while ago. So here I'm running through the Swiss dot, and then you're going to see this is an old embossing folder. I'm not sure the name of it. It has this big V or chevron type of design to it. And when I used that one with my folder and the Swiss dots, I got a beautiful result. And so you will see here how I got both the Swiss dot and that chevron both within the same embossing thing. So that double embossing is one of my techniques that I wanted to show you today. That was probably the my favorite one that I wanted to make sure that I showed you. So now I'm going to start building my layout, and I'm going to start with the right hand side of my layout, and I'm putting down that frame that's 1 inch all the way around, adding some adhesive, and then I will bring in my Colonial White, and it is 11.5 inch square, and I will put that on top. And then I have all of these different embossing double embossed squares that I was playing with, both in the sapphire and in the paprika cardstock. And some are on the light side of the paprika, some are on the dark side of the paprika. And so I decided the best thing to do would probably be every other color for the squares. Some of them were the embossed that didn't work as well, but I just have a variety of patterns there. And then I have the Shortbread that I am bringing in, and I had used my die cuts to emboss a couple of those decorative squares from the decorative thin cuts. And as you can see, this is my granddaughter Kinsley. And one night when we had just Kinsley by herself, we had raviolis for supper, and I thought that scalloped square in our decorative thin cuts looked like raviolis. And so that's what I'm playing with for this layout, and you'll see me bring in more of those. And she was quite happy about having raviolis for supper. And so I'm laying out a bunch of these Shortbread scalloped squares, and I want enough to put my title, and I'm going to make it say Holy Ravioli. And I cut with those outlined alphabets the title Holy Ravioli, and when I did, I made sure I cut the dark and light side of the ravioli. And so for the word holy, I'm going to use the dark side of Journey for the outline, and then the solid letters on the inside will be the light side, and then vice versa for the ravioli. And then here I am going to make my ravioli look like it has sauce on it. So I'm taking my pumpkin and paprika ink pads, and I'm putting them directly down on my all-purpose mat, and then spritzing them with water, and then just taking the back of some packaging and taking it directly from the ink and water onto the raviolis. Doesn't that look like a messy ravioli? That's exactly how she looked while she was eating her ravioli. So I kind of took my bone folder and curled these a little bit. Then I decided to bring this ball and do a lot of embossing on the back to make it curved. And then I put 3D foam tape on all of these. I won't make you watch me go through all the raviolis, but I kept doing that same process to give them a rounded off stuffed ravioli look to them. And then the 3D foam tape was absolutely perfect for giving them the extra dimension that they needed, along with that splattered look with the packaging technique that I used as well. So I'm going to get that page kind of set up like it's supposed to look, and then you can see that embossing with the ravioli on that shortbread cardstock. It's just perfect. And then you can see I made a stripe across the middle of the page of cardstock, and it had Paprika cardstock and then Colonial White, and then I sent both of them together through the embossing machine, going one way and then I turned it the other way, and it looks quite perfect how they meet in the middle. Unfortunately, you won't see that on the layout because the picture will be covering that up, but I used that to go down the middle of the page. I use my Versamat to line it up perfectly, and then I'm going to bring in my picture and pop that up with foam tape too. With all the dimension of the ravioli, I thought the picture on the left hand layout needed to be popped up to give it some dimension as well. So here we go. And each day this week, starting yesterday with Amanda, we will have a different person teaching you some techniques and featuring the Journey Cardstock. And tomorrow, I believe it'll be Julie that follows me, and continue through all the way through Saturday watching the Makers with Heart. Putting up our cardstock layouts or cards or whatever they choose to feature, and teaching you some techniques. So you have seen the double embossing. You have also seen the embossing with thin cuts, and I hope you're getting lots of ideas of how you can use these different techniques with all of your cardstocks. And this month is Cardstock Carnival. So make sure you go and stock up on your cardstock, because everything is a great deal. You can buy them in color families. You can buy them as single color cardstocks. You can get all sorts of good deals. And here's a final look at the layout. Isn't she adorable? Okay, I might be a bit prejudiced. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and you hit that bell to turn on all the notifications so you'll be notified every time I upload a crafty video. Please leave me a sweet comment below and share this video with your crafty friends as well. It's free, why not share it? Have a great day.